Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for, this is for the week of October 7th. You start with this family heritage card. It says it's time to get back in touch with your loved ones you have been away from. You have this new love card. It says a new romantic relationship is unfolding that will be deeply meaningful for you. So there you go. And we have this Libra eclipse today, actually. I'm shooting this video on October 2nd, but doesn't matter. Eclipses can last for like 6 months at least. And, again, that energy can last for a long time. So that could be bringing love into your life. But you start with the Eight of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Three of Cups. This could represent like needing to socialize, needing to take time to get out of your head. Eight of Pentacles is like hard work. The Five of Wands can represent inner conflict or conflict, and the Three of Cups is socializing. And so this kind of looks to me like you've been working too hard, or you've been, focusing too much on one thing with the Eight of Pentacles, and now it's maybe you're resisting socializing or getting out there, but I think balancing that energy would be very beneficial for you, and that's exactly what I would do with these cards. The Eight of Pentacles is also a good card, though. So the Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon, and I definitely feel a lot of you could be seeing better results for the work that you do. You have Jupiter in your sign, and even with Jupiter going retrograde, it doesn't really matter. Jupiter is always considered positive, and so the work that you're doing, even during the retrograde on the 9th, is whatever day that is, Tuesday or whatever, even retrograde, it's still going to be positive and still be expansive. So whatever you're working on is probably, working. You have the Five of Wands. Again, Five of Wands can represent conflict or competition. I think that we're in an amazing time to learn from the competition as well. So if you have a business or career, or if you're working towards something, again, I wouldn't compare yourself to the competition, but, looking at what the competition does and, learning from it could be a very good thing for you with the Five of Wands. I kind of do feel this is a little bit of inner resistance, though, to socializing, like I already said. And so I think it would be a good time for you to, step away from work and step away from hard work and make sure that you're just, kind of balancing things out. Again, I'm doing this video on October 2nd, and, this is the day of the Libra eclipse, which is all about balance. So, I think we are in an important time to balance. You have the Three of Cups, and again, Three of Cups can represent celebration or your community and also socializing. So I think for a lot of you, it would be a good time for you to socialize, get out there and spend time with people. I always tell the story. I was like stuck in my room for like 4.5 years. I did nothing with my life. And, during that time, like I was struggling, period. And it wasn't like one of the things I did. The first thing I started doing is walking every day. I think that created probably like the biggest improvement in my life because I was moving forward. But the next thing I did was I started socializing. Like before that, I was punishing myself for like not making money, not being successful, and I was still making like negative dollars. But once I started socializing, believe it or not, my money improved, and I'm convinced it's because you cannot come up with good ideas when you're like right in front of them. When you socialize, you get out of your head, and the good ideas come in. So I would definitely kind of encourage socializing, spending time. You had that card that says family on it, so getting back in touch with family. The Three Cups can represent a reunion, but this could just be with like family, and it would probably be a good idea. With the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Swords, wanting things to happen faster, right? And the Knight of Swords says, do not rush. So a lot of you might be buried in work because you're trying to get things to happen faster, but, really you're probably making things happen slower because you're not balancing your life out. So I think it would be a good time to balance your life out. With the Five of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. I think that I wouldn't even focus on competition. Again, I believe we're entering into a time of co-creation, especially when Pluto settles in Aquarius, which will be happening in November. It's already been there several times, but right now it's currently retrograding into Capricorn before it starts moving forward soon into Aquarius. But Pluto moves very slowly, so again, it will be in November. And again, I think that we're in a time of co-creation. So even if there is competition, I wouldn't even worry about it. Seven of Wands is putting up boundaries or defending your position at the top of the hill. So, but again, it's like we have a choice. And I would say don't actively, compare yourself to the competition is kind of what I'm getting here. With the Three of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Yeah, socializing could bring love into your life. So if you want love, I wouldn't really say that this is a love reading, but, of course, Two of Cups can represent a perfect match coming in for you. And I think it would be a great time to, socialize, be with other people, all that other good stuff. Even, Two of Cups can also just be positive connections. So, even if you don't want love, it could just be you socializing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Night Moon card. It says shadow work. You also have this Moonrise. It says cleansing on it. And you also start with the Eight of Cups, which is the only card in the tarot with an eclipse on it. So a lot of you definitely could be socializing, spending time with people who matter to you, doing shadow work, cleansing, all that stuff would be a good idea. You have the Eight of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you, and, he is walking away from these Eight Cups. Like I said, it's the only card with an eclipse on it, so a lot of you could be eclipsing something out of your life and just walking towards more fulfillment, and I feel that this would probably be a good thing. What's interesting about the reading is that you have the Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords, which says something is dead, done, over with, but then you have a rebirth right here, the Judgment card. The Judgment card can still represent you leaving something behind. These people are rising up out of these coffins, and the coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life, and so a lot of you could just be, leaving something behind so you can create a new life. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands encourages you to be spontaneous, to move in new directions, to, be flexible. I really don't, I've said this to you before. I don't think Gemini has too much of a problem with this, but, again, it could just be a good time for you to be more flexible. Be more spontaneous, look for new ways of doing things, different ways of doing things, and that's what I would do with the Knight of Wands. I do feel for some of you that you could be bringing a connection to an end. So, but I feel this is only for those of you that are dealing with an inconsistent person with the Knight of Wands to the Ten of Swords, and, some of you could just be bringing that connection to an end. Although, what I would say is this reading looks pretty good for new connections. You have the Ten of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Six of Cups, Empress. So, there could be a person that wants to have a family with you with the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups can also represent fortune after difficulty. So if you've been having a difficult time in any area of your life, the Ten of Cups can represent improvements. There's been a lot of stuff in this week, this set of readings, that has been encouraging people to focus on happiness. So, it could just be a good collective energy for everyone to make sure that they're focusing on things that bring them joy, love, peace, happiness. And again, that doesn't have to be a person. That could be a hobby, an interest, something that you're doing. Even with the Six of Cups, the Six of Cups can be childlike energy. So, doing things that fulfill your inner child, doing those playful activities or the things that you really enjoy doing that make you feel joyful, that could be the thing that brings more abundance. Just like I said about socializing, how it gets you out of your head. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, there is definitely some sort of quick movement or quick ending, sorry, wrong camera, coming in here. You have 3 8s. So 888 might be an important number for you, and it's a very good number. But the Eight of Wands is a quick conclusion. And, again, we have the Ten of Swords as well. So something could be coming to an end. But it looks to me like it's leading to a much more positive new beginning, especially with the Judgment card coming up in the good stuff. This would represent an improvement. With the Knight of Wands, you have the King of Wands. I mean, again, if you're looking for love, you could be attracting a King of Wands type person instead of a Knight of Wands. King of Wands would be more mature, more driven, more successful, more of a visionary. And so a lot of you could be doing that. The other thing that's popping into my head here, Gemini, is that some of you might be scrapping something that you've been working on because you gain a new clear vision. It's sometimes I think that happens where it's we'll be working on a project, it's not really working, we're not sure where it's going, and then all of a sudden we get a new idea. But the problem is we have to start over. But I think this, I think that only applies to some of you. But again, if you're starting over, I think you'll be very successful. Again, I always tell a story. It's George R.R. Martin, who wrote Game of Thrones. It's before Game of Thrones, he was writing another book that he scrapped to write Game of Thrones. So it's again, sometimes I think we do something that teaches us something, and then the next project is a thing that is actually successful. And so I feel this whole thing here is saying don't worry about starting over if you've been working on something for a long time. It's you're not starting over, you're starting from a place of knowledge and wisdom. With the Ten of Cups, what do you know? You have the Emperor here. This could say that you are finally ready for your Emperor, your Empress, whichever you prefer, and that you are attracting a divine counterpart into your life. So that looks pretty good. The other thing I would say is, even if you don't want love, I love when these two come up together in a reading, because it says both your masculine and your feminine energies are balanced, which is a good thing. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this bull. It says masculinity, objectivity, and leadership. You also have this mantis that says fearlessness, flexibility, and battle. So we said the word flexibility a second ago, and like I said, I don't think that Gemini usually has a problem being flexible. I don't know. Maybe you're gonna have to tell me. Maybe you are having a hard time being flexible, or it might not even be that. Like, it could just say, that you're having a hard time seeing another way of doing things if you're stuck in a rut or something like that. And again, I feel pretty good about this. We see a lot of leadership here with the Emperor, and a lot of you could be taking the lead on things in your life. And I do feel that being a little bit more fearless in the things that you're doing would also be a good idea. There is kind of like a tiny little message in the reading that is saying that you have learned a lot. And sometimes I think we need to realize that, like, especially if we're afraid to start over, or even if you're not starting over, there can be that fear, like, am I good enough to do this thing that I'm about to do? But I think the reading is saying, well, you've learned a lot, so yes is the answer. You have the Ten of Swords, the Hermit, and the Six of Cups. Ten of Swords, of course, says something is dead, done, over with. I always look at Ten of Swords as kind of a blessing in disguise. He's making this symbol right here with his hand, and it's the same symbol that the Hierophant is making on his card, and it represents a blessing. So Ten of Swords really says that you're definitely leaving something behind. I mean, Eight of Cups, Eight of Wands definitely says the same thing as well. And then like I said, we even have the Judgment card, and the Judgment card says you're leaving your old life behind, and you're stepping into your new life. You have the Hermit. The Hermit says you have learned a lot. Everything about the Hermit represents knowledge and wisdom. His gray cloak, his gray beard, everything says that he has been on this long, difficult journey, and now he's shining his inner light. I think that the job of the Hermit is to come down from the mountain. I think it's easy to get stuck at the top of the mountain, especially if, like, people have hurt you, if you've proven people wrong, right? Like, sometimes people might doubt you and doubt that you're capable of doing something, then you do it, and then you isolate yourself from those people. But the job of the Hermit is to kind of shine your inner light. He has the star in his lantern there, and you have the star right next to him. So I kind of feel this is saying it's time for you to shine here, Gemini, which I also feel is a little bit of a repeat message for you. And I feel like you need to kind of show the world what you're made of, or put yourself out there in some way. And if you do that, that will be a good thing. But again, I think it's very tempting to stay at the top of the mountain, to stay isolated, and the whole entire reading is saying socialize. You have the Six of Cups. Again, Six of Cups can represent thinking about the past. I don't really read it as a person coming back from the past because it's just a card of nostalgia. It's just a card of thinking about the past. If anything, I feel there could be a new soulmate coming in for you, someone who's much more mature and driven. That doesn't mean that you're not thinking about the past, though. I also feel that, again, it is saying that this week having this, kind of like more playful, childlike energy will be very beneficial for you, probably because it will get you out of your head. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Page of Wands. I feel pretty good about this, because this would tell me that you are finally at the point where you're excited for a new beginning. Even if you have been stabbed in the back, this can say that you're finally at that point in your life where you can be, excited and happy to start a new journey. And that's kind of what I feel with that Page of Wands. With the Hermit, yes, you have the Six of Wands. Definitely your time to shine. The Six of Wands is a card of victory. Normally the guy is on the horse on the Six of Wands, and he's receiving recognition from the people around him. They're celebrating him. So for a lot of you, this could say that, you will be being celebrated by people in your life, but you have to shine your inner light. These Six of Wands, he's been through something difficult, just like the Hermit. The Six of Wands, the guy on the card has been to war, and now he's coming back from war. So he's been through something difficult, but, it was worth it, because now he's being celebrated. And I kind of feel that for you. This is saying that for maybe you've been doing a lot of hard work behind the scenes, but now it's time to get the recognition that you deserve for the work that you've been doing. And, that's it. That's all I would do there. With the Six of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is the card of the child. So, again, childlike energy. I also believe that we're in a time of curiosity, and the Page of Swords is a card of curiosity. So if you are finding yourself being curious about something in your life, then I would explore it. Children ask a lot of questions. Children are curious about everything. So I think it is a great time. I mean, I really believe this is a collective energy. I believe that we are in a time where if you become interested in a random topic, you never know what it could lead to, and I would just follow your curiosity with that the Six of Cups and the Page of Swords, and be playful about it as well. At the end here for the good stuff, you have this full moon in Taurus. It says your dreams need a practical plan. You have this waxing crescent moon that says have faith in your dreams. So have faith that you can accomplish something. I'm a big fan also of creating a practical plan right now, or at least having something that you do to get yourself one step closer to your dream every single day. And that's what I would work on here. I would start small, and then I would, kind of build up to the point where you're doing maybe multiple things every single day, build it into your daily routine. And I think you will surprise yourself by how far you can get. You have the Judgment card, the Star, and the Empress. This is really good for confirmation for your path as well. Judgment is answering the call or answering to your purpose. And so a lot of you might be feeling a lot closer to your purpose, or you might be feeling like you're on purpose, which would be a good thing, of course, as well. These people still have to leave some things behind, but it seems to me like, pretty much every single reading has had something about leaving something behind. We've had 2 eclipses, Pisces. Now, today on October 2nd, I'm doing this video. This will be out on the 3rd, but still, eclipse energy can last for a long time. And so, the Libra eclipse as well is probably getting us to release things that no longer serve us and getting us to move towards things that do. You have the Star. The Star can represent fulfillment or wish fulfillment, and you have those 2 wish cards, which basically say have faith in your dreams. The Star is about having a single focus, focusing on this star and, having a North Star, having one thing that you want to accomplish and then setting out and accomplishing it. So I think it would be a great time to do that. I also think that you need to believe that something is possible. Part of the Star is she's pouring this water out onto land, and this water comes from the pool of universal consciousness right here, and it's flowing out into the earth. And it says what's possible for one person is possible for everyone. So I feel for a lot of you, you need to believe that what you want to do is possible. You have the Empress. The Empress is total abundance, total success, feeling good as well. So I feel for a lot of you, you are entering into Empress mode. Doesn't matter what gender you are. Empress mode is creating abundance without too much effort. So a lot of you could be creating a lot of abundance with this Empress energy. I also feel that you could be very attractive at this time. I mean, we see a lot of attention cards here. So if you're trying to get attention, trying to find love, really good. With the Judgment card, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune's turning in your favor. The Wheel of Fortune in the good stuff to me represents feeling more in control of your destiny. The Wheel of Fortune is your destiny, how you see it. It is your personal vision for your life. So we have these 2 cards that basically say, have faith in your dreams and create a practical plan for your dreams. So the Wheel of Fortune is what you think your life should look like. And it really, in the good stuff, represents taking control of that vision and taking the steps necessary to get to that point. With the Star card, you have the 2 of Wands. Yeah, 2 of Wands about taking the lead and making something happen. And so I think it would be a great time with the 2 of Wands to really take control of your life and just make what you want to have happen. It's also a great card for progress in the good stuff. With the Empress, you have the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords in the good stuff. Well, number 1, is definitely a card that can say you're separating away from things or you're removing things from your life. But also can represent taking a risk in the good stuff. So some of you could be, maybe you need to take a risk to get attention, right? Hermit, 6 of Wands to the Empress. The Empress also gets a lot of attention. So I feel for a lot of you, this could be about you making sure that you're getting attention. You have this Dark Woman card. It says dealings or relationships with a woman with dark complexion or hair. This could also be you, and you don't have to be a woman. It could just be you. You have this wheel. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. Yeah, so definitely time to make decisions as well. It's another energy that I definitely see a lot right now is decisiveness. I really don't believe we ever make the wrong decision in life. I think it's impossible because you made the decision. So was it ever really, even if it doesn't lead to the result you want, was it really the wrong decision? No. So I think that this is about making choices. You have this March card, and I always clarify these monthly cards as well. And you have this lighthearted, carefree time. Can't make it up. So the whole entire reading says that you need to be in this lighthearted, carefree energy to bring a better energy into your life. Maybe you've been working too hard since March. Maybe you've been doing too much, and I would get more focused. You have this Fox card that says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business matters. So I think that being tactical, having a strategy for what you're doing is going to, beat hard work all day long, right? It's like, I think, people see my channel and they always say, like, how do you create so many videos? And it's strategy. It is, I have a strategy in place for my production schedule, and I have people in place who help me do things. So, again, I get a better result for the, there are plenty of readers that, do the same amount of work that only have 100 subscribers, right? And I'm not hating on these people, of course. It takes a while to grow. But what I am saying is that my strategy allows for a better bang for my buck, right? And so I think it's a great time to strategize. You have this Lily card. It says spiritual love on it. And so I feel that there could definitely be a spiritual connection. I mean, Emperor and the Empress is a spiritual divine counterpart. So if you want love, I would put yourself out there. You have this teapot. It says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. There is a ton of stuff in this reading about you having fun, enjoying friends, having a good time. So I think all that would be good for you. But this looks really good, Gemini. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.